Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video. Today we have a new portal coming to us, and it's going to be the Challenge Event 2 portal. Or Challenge Festival 2. We have some new heroes this time around. We have 3 of them, actually. We have a brand new Bard, and it looks like they are featuring a couple circus heroes. So let's go ahead and take a moment to dig into this and take a look at what we have to offer. The first one up will be our brand new Bard, and her name is Merith. She has some very interesting art effects going on. Um, I personally first thought of a super elemental because of all the green that was going on around her, but someone else told me that they thought that this looked like one of the insanity heroes. So the art's a little bit interesting for this, but I don't dislike it. Just I'm not sure if I thought it would be specifically for a bard. Okay, but what does she do? We've got ourselves a nature hero of the wizard class, which is fun. Just a reminder of what we're looking at for the bard family bonus. The bards give bonus to solo family members, so no family bonuses if you want to pair with bards. But if they do not have any family bonuses going on, they get plus 5% mana generation, which really does help push certain characters from being like very slow, or sorry, from being slow into like average or average into fast. Bards usually are that extra ingredient that you're missing that helps you push that mana barrier. So they're very popular for that reason. However, you do have to give up family buffs in order to receive this additional mana boost, so there is some downside to it. I personally still really love having bards to help move the mana along. All right, in the passes department, we have revival chance reduction. So this has been on a lot of the bards recently, and even the older bards, where it reduces the revival chance to 20% of the original value. This is very important because a lot of people think maybe it's just reducing it to 20%, but no, it's 20% of the original value. So if I don't know, let's just do something easy. Let's say they had a 60% chance to revive, and that maybe not the easiest one after all. But basically, you'd be dropping that 60% chance down to like, I think 12.5% chance, because it has to take the original 60% value, divide that by 5, and you only get 1/5 of that value. Just a quick math there. So that's why you'd end up with like the sort of like 12.5 range, or 12, sorry, my brain. Yeah, anyway, 12%, which is obviously a huge reduction, and very useful when going up against teams with double rezzers, etc. It's one of my favorite things to do against teams like that, is to bring one of these bards. She also has the 8th power of dodge, which is going to give her that additional 20% chance to dodge at the first 6 turns. And then down here in her special, we have petrifying performance. Operating at fast speed, we have reduced the max health of target and nearby enemies by 1,000. The effect is stronger against targets with boosted health. After 1 turn, the target and nearby enemies get paralyzed for 2 turns, and dispels buffs from the target and nearby enemies. So, that's a lot going on in this special. First of all, let's discuss the fact that we are talking about reducing the max health by 1,000. That's a lot. That's a lot, and she's doing it to 3 targets at fast speed. That right there is where I think the majority of her value will arise, but she does also offer to paralyze as well. And we're talking about a paralyze on 3 targets. So yes, it takes an additional turn to kick in, and it gives them time to cleanse it off, but if they don't have that cleanse available, she is going to lock down the 3 targets that she hit as well for 2 turns. This is after she's reduced their max health by 1,000, and then she also dispels buffs from the target and nearby enemies. Now, granted, she does do her dispel at the end of her special, which honestly, a priority dispel is always preferred, but getting the additional dispel in is useful. So we're not seeing any damage out of this character, we're not seeing any healing out of this character, and we do love that for specials. However, we are seeing an awful lot out of here, because that max health reduction, although it's not direct damage, in its own way, it's a form of making it easier to kill your opponents. It just functions on a slightly different level. And negative 1,000 to 3 targets that can't just be healed up again could, in theory, make her more useful than a standard hit 3, because honestly, she'd be paired with other people, and I think she will create an easier killing field. She also has the potential to crowd control 3 targets. If they get hit with Paralyze, you're locking them down for 2 turns. And controlling 3 is a lot. Like, you look at someone like Starlass, who also would shoot an effect that could affect 3 people on the battlefield. It's a strong amount of crowd control you're getting out of her as well. And she does a dispel, so if you're missing dispel, she could be another dispel character for you. She's pretty good. I mean, the fact is, usually without damage or healing, I have a hard time grading them super high, but just because she's operating at fast speed and doing all this, I think she deserves more than the 7, which is average rating. We're going to bump her into 8 because she's just giving you an awful lot of value at fast speed. So congratulations if you get Merith, and we will go ahead and move on to our circuit heroes.